Hey, how's it going everyone? My name is Kyle, and today I have some Modern Warfare 3 gameplay for you guys, and in this commentary I'm not going to be talking about the gameplay, but what I will do for the people who care, I will put a 4-second clip of my custom class showing you guys everything I'm using and all that stuff. But as I said, I'm not going to be talking about the gameplay, but instead I'm going to be talking to you guys about my experiences with drawing pictures in class during my middle school days. And these were some good times in my life. I had a lot of fun, and a couple things I used to draw were my math teacher, and the other one was penises. Now, before you make assumptions, I'd like to tell you that I am not gay. I have no problem with gay people, though. I just drew penises because I thought it was funny, and it kind of was. I used to draw, like, kind of the same thing as Superbad, but I hadn't seen the movie at the time, so it was kind of like me pulling a Jonah Hill without stealing his ideas, I guess. But I want to talk to you guys about my math teacher first, because this is kind of the main story, and this is the more lasting one, I guess you could say. So basically one day I was sitting in my math class with my teacher, Mr. P. Now Mr. P was a very interesting man. He always used to love to fuck with me. He did whatever he could to mess with me and just bust my chops, basically, break my balls, whatever you want to call it. But before I tell you guys what happened, I'd like to tell you guys what he looked like, because I think it's a very significant part of the story, and it's a way better story when you know what this man looks like, because he's hilarious. He's a funny looking guy, I'm not gonna lie. He was absolutely hilarious looking. So where do I start? He was 100% bald. He shaved his head with a razor every single night. I'm talking like bald. It looked like he waxed his head. Like you could see a reflection of yourself on the top of his head if you looked at it. So 100% bald. He was Polish. He had a goatee. He always used to wear those stupid Polo Waldo shirts, the red and white ones. I don't even know why. He looked so ridiculous every single day. I have no problem with polo shirts, but he wore like the same red and white polo shirt all the time. And he was known as the Waldo teacher, and everyone knew that. So, where was I? Polo shirt, where's Waldo? Always had spectacles on, like I'm talking Benjamin Franklin, medieval, crazy-ass goggle spectacles. I always wore those. Oh, I almost forgot the most important thing about my teacher. He played the game EverQuest. And he wasn't a young teacher, guys. He wasn't like a young teacher where it's appropriate for him to be playing an online game like EverQuest. He was probably mid-50s. That's a perfect, yeah, around his 50s. That's where he was. And he was playing EverQuest and teaching math at the same time. I don't understand this guy at all. I don't think I ever will. He was a ridiculous teacher. But, so one day in class, I was sitting there doodling away as I always did. I would never do my work in his class. I'd just love to rebel against him. And, rebel? No, I'd love to rebel against him and, just push his buttons, because he always pushed mine, as I already mentioned. He loved to screw with me, and for that, I gave it right back to him. So I was sitting there doodling away in class, and one of my friends got kicked out. And I saw this as a perfect opportunity to keep in touch with my friend, because I sat right next to the door and he got kicked out to sit outside right near the door because he was talking or something. So I saw this as a good opportunity to just have a good laugh and talk to my friend. So what I did was I drew a picture of Mr. P. That was his name, Mr. P. I drew a picture of him looking up at the sky with this distressed look on his face, and hands in the air trying to like block something coming down. And what was it that was coming down? Oh, I remember, it was boulders falling down, and I made sure to emphasize the fact that they were falling, so I drew like lines behind them, and made it look like they were falling. You knew they were falling if you looked at this picture. So I drew that, and I just slid it under the door, like a sly little fox that I am. I slid that drawing right under the door, and after a minute I got a little nervous because I got no response from my friend. He didn't even slide the drawing back, and then the teacher from the classroom next door walked in with my friend, escorting him into the class, and sure enough, she had my drawing in her hand. Now, at this point, I was a little nervous. I was worried that I was going to get in trouble, because back in 8th grade, I was still worried about that kind of thing. Now, if I did that and my teacher caught me, I wouldn't be worried about getting in trouble. I'd be like, ma'am, it was a simple joke. You're going to have to take it as a joke, because that's all it was. I don't want to get any shit for this. I don't know, I probably wouldn't say that, but anyways, so she came in, drawing in hand, just this absolutely frantic, angry look on her face. She was so livid mad. I've never seen such an angry looking woman in my entire life. I can to this day remember her walking into that door, just storming into the classroom with my drawing and this look on her face, and then she just said, "Who did this?" And she unleashed her anger, and she just started yelling and screaming, asking who did this. And I didn't want my whole class to have to, like, take the shit sandwich, so I just took it for them. And I told the teacher, yes, I drew that drawing of Mr. P. And God, the beast was unleashed after that. She just went on a rampage all over me. She was freaking out, yelling and screaming, calling me a horrible person for what I did. And back then, I was in 8th grade, so I took it pretty harshly. I wasn't crying, obviously. I was just, it was a heavy load to take on, because this teacher was a bitch. I'm talking like a serious bitch. She just unleashed on an 8th grader for drawing a little drawing. I mean, back in 8th grade, your mind isn't as mature at it as it is when you get into high school. So obviously, I was just dicking around. That's all it was. And she just kept unleashing all this anger on me, and I thought it was never going to stop until finally Mr. P just snatched the drawing from her, looked at it, laughed a little bit, and then he said, "Thank you, Miss D." And, you know, this Mr. P, he was always such a douche, but for some reason he just pulled a super homie move and, like, didn't get me in trouble right there. I don't know what happened. I feel like it was because I was always such a outgoing, trying to be funny, and I feel like he kind of respected that. I'm not sure. Just an assumption. But anyways, on to the next story. I mean, that was kind of anticlimactic, I know, but I hope you guys enjoyed that. So, next story. One day I was sitting in his class, and basically we were supposed to be doing homework. No, it was a homework check. That's what it was. He was checking our homework, and I had my little notebook on my desk. And in that notebook was where I kept all my penis drawings. Every single one of them was sitting in there. And he just started scrolling through it, asked where my homework was. I told him it was close to the back. He started scrolling towards the back, and sure enough, he lands on one of my penis drawings. And all he said, I'll never forget what he said. I still see that look on his face of just absolute disgust. And that's what it was. He said, "Kyle, this is disgusting." This commentary is coming to an end, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, leaving this video a like would help out my channel and Caught Ops a lot. And yeah, I guess that's all. I'll see you guys later.